They're back, ladies and gentlemen, by popular request. Is that how they say it? Like,
is it by popular demand?
by popular demand.
Of about 6 people.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Restoring Our Victorian Pearl. This time it's personal. You like that?
I like that.
Well, it's been a while, but we have been here working. We just haven't edited together any videos.
Well,
really.
it's been a strange time period because so much has happened, but none of it was interesting enough to put on video, right? I mean, a lot of it was just like monotonous. A lot of it was stuff we've shown before, like we restored a lot more windows and we stripped a lot more paint, and it's just a lot of repetitive.
Well, yeah, when you go room to room, the new room needs a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
It's true.
But we've also been working on the exterior, and we have a huge reveal for you today, which this is kind of ruining.
That's all right.
Really?
We'll show them up front. New paint colors. This doesn't show all the paint colors.
Exterior reveal. And look, we're just going to address this right now because I know how many people are going to be like, I loved it yellow.
All these videos, you immediately are like, they're going to say this.
Because they are. They're going to be, all these people are going to be like, I liked it yellow better. This is a very short. I know the Gnats are out today. It's the Gnats. I had one dive bombing me. This is a very short block, very short street. It's 3 blocks all total, probably. And sitting on my front porch, I can see 4 other yellow houses.
They're all white or yellow.
White or yellow. So we decided we were gonna go with real period paint colors. Insert period, actual period paint card here. But let's talk about all the things that we had to do to get to the point where we painted it, to where we could begin painting, and then kind of the reasoning behind the paint colors. Want to do that?
The first thing we had to do was rip off all the lattice and the enclosed porch that they'd added. What are you doing?
I'm showing you my new accessories.
Yeah, I like those.
You have to see. Come close. So we just pulled this off. You see these little feet? They're so sticky. Even stick to everything. Will even probably stick to my finger even. So yeah, this is a nasty little vine.
Yes.
Shoo! Probably should talk about is the fact that you had to rebuild the front porch.
I had to level the front porch.
Well, I mean, it was more of a rebuild. Like we pulled off the skirting board.
There was no sill, basically. It was just dangling there.
I'm not sure how it hadn't fallen off. Really. I mean, I guess
it was supported on this side, and that part was supported on that side. This was kind of hanging.
There was a missing pier, right? And a sill beam. The sill beam was gone. Not just like, oh, it was soft or it was weak. I mean, it was dust. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Please don't let this sill beam fall apart and the porch fall off.
Hey guys, all right, we've got some porch issues that we're going to deal with today. And much like a house, you've got a foundation under your porch. And we know that we've got some sagging going on over here. We think we've lost the seal beam. But first thing we're going to do is, we've got some rod over here as well. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take off these boards and we're going to see what we've got to deal with to prop this porch back up, create the new seal beam or a sister in a seal beam, and replace the rotten boards as well as some of the porch decking. So we're just going to pull this off now and see what we've got. Well, this is really not that uncommon for a porch that's exposed to weather and water and bugs and everything else. The foundation of your home is typically going to wear much better than this has, but being exposed to the water softens this wood, opens it up to insects and rot, and that's what we've got going here. So we're just going to have to replace this and build this back up. We're going to use our jacks to jack it back up into place and get this nice and level, and then we're going to build it back with some new dry pressure treated lumber. So it's ready to paint now because it's been gone through the process of drying, and we're going to get this porch put back together. All right, it's getting late in the day, but you can see what I'm doing here. I've got a little bit low right here. It's just a little bit low, about a half an inch to an inch. So I'm bracing it up there with my jack. This is my really low spot. That's about 2 inches low. So I've got it coming up, and you can see my board going across. We're almost there. I don't want to push it too much. I want to give it some time, but you can see I'm only about a half inch off now to getting this porch level. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time, take it up that half inch, and then put my seal beam. Just so close. Almost there. Now, after who knows how many decades, we've got a straight porch again. Here is our first. Nice and steady. Got one more to put there, and we're gonna have a nice straight porch. All right, the second board didn't go in quite as easy as the first, but it's in there now. And we have a nice level deck. Got some good, strong, treated lumber there to hold that in for many years to come. So my final step, since I actually put two boards in here instead of one straight across, is I bolted these two together so that we'll not have any play between those, and we're going to be nice and secure now. So had to do some jacking up to get it to back to level.
Which changed the way the front porch looks so much. Would we raise it 2 inches?
Yeah, I think about that.
Doesn't seem like a bunch.
Half inch or so on that side, and then about 2 inches in the middle here.
Does not seem like a lot, does it? Really? I mean, 2 inches, but visually.
Yeah, but you got to remember it goes all the way up. So the top of the porch, everything moved.
Yes, moved 2 inches. I was stunned at how.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the video or not.
Maybe not, but in person.
It did make a big difference.
She looks so much less sad and saggy now. She's so pretty. What other wood did you replace? You replaced so much wood.
Lots of fascia and lots of soffits. We put up scaffolding here so that we could get to the peak.
And by we, you mean you and some guy from the Put It Up store. Because what did I do? Well, I did do like 3 levels, but when it went to level 4, I was like,
she was out of there. Yeah, we went 20 feet up.
Nope. It doesn't sound like very high, does it? 20 feet.
Oh boy, it's high when you get up there for sure.
No, thank you.
It's definitely felt better being up on that than it did a ladder though.
Well, I couldn't even look at you. I did not enjoy looking at you on the scaffolding. I have a problem with height.
I didn't mind being up there at all. It was nice to get to all the areas. Needed to do a lot of wood replacement, a lot of scraping up there.
And as with much old home rehabilitation, you start pulling off rotten things and you find more rotten things.
Yeah. And
really disgusting, horrible, terrible, no good, very bad things. But it was because of scaffolding, we could just kind of like keep going, keep working.
Yeah. Yeah, hi Kevin is right.
Hi, Kevin.
Extremely high. Closer to God. had to pull down a lot of the gutter, not all of the gutters, but some of them had rusted through.
They were, yeah, they said, well, they were nice planters. We
They
had
were-
really great gardens
were
growing
growing
in
some
them.
really good
And they were
things.
full of like
Yeah.
good, I kept pulling it out
Good
going,
dirt.
keep this dirt. This
Yeah.
is great dirt.
Throw that under the bushes.
But they had holes in the bottom. It was time for those to go. So those are gone.
Those are gone. We haven't replaced those yet. We'll after we get all of the house painted.
Do you know how many little squirrels' hearts you're breaking right now? Did you
There
get
we
it
go.
all? I don't know. It still looks pretty bad up there. And now you look pretty bad. We have a dinner tonight, don't we?
Yeah.
Are you going to go to our social engagement looking just like that?
Just like this, so they'll know what my life is like.
Well, I want to
Been
say
great.
that I started out with the Paint Shaver Pro, and can I please tell you, look,
Paint Shaver Pro.
if you are taking paint off of something, if it's a flat surface, get you a Paint Shaver Pro. I know it is a lot of money. I understand that. It will save you your sanity, your body. It will save you.
We should say too, when we first started working on Scotty, we tried some other products
All
that
the
you
other
basically, you know, little
Adapters for your grinder.
for your grinder, and those are dangerous.
Yeah, how many?
They are very dangerous.
We nearly killed ourselves.
When things are spinning at like 500 miles an hour,
Yeah.
I don't know.
When tiny metal blades are spinning at 500 miles an
RPM,
hour,
I don't know what
and
they are.
Then
And then they
fly off.
That can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Paint Shaver Pro is very, very solid. It's durable. It has lasted, I mean, a long time.
Yeah.
We've been using it a long time, and it's been getting used a ton on this house.
We shaved the whole house. We shaved the whole house. Got a nice clean
We
shave.
weren't necessarily going to. We thought, oh, we'll scrape everything loose.
Yeah.
We'll sand everything after a couple of coats of paint.
It'll
but
look great.
No.
This house probably had 30 coats of paint on it. And I know that sounds ridiculous. I say that a lot.
You do say
but,
that a lot. You are the best at over.
No, but
guessing.
remember we had Helen tested.
That did have.
And
how
it had
many-
30 coats of paint, and that's kind of where I get my 30 coats of paint, because
Yeah.
it's a similar thickness. It was
Yeah.
a similar thickness of all the coats peeling off together. You could feel that weightiness of the coats. We did discover, though, here's something we did discover. When we shaved her all the way down here in the front, there were a few boards where you could see that the first coat of paint was green. It was in the wood. You could see the green paint
I
in the
remember
wood.
that, yeah.
So that was.
Did we get a video of
I don't know if
that?
I got a video, but I know we have a picture, so I'll find it so
Yeah.
we can show. It's just hints of it,
Mhm.
but it's definitely there. So anyway, that was another good reason it was great to shave the whole house, because we could see what color she originally was.
But getting her back down smooth, clean, she's gonna look so much better.
We waited so long to do this video because we wanted to show you the finished product, but
Takes forever.
it takes forever. It takes. We thought this was kind of a small house until we took the vines off. Honest to goodness, when we took the vine, we got those vines down off the side of that house, off this side over here.
Side is huge.
I really kind of had a panic moment, because we were planning on painting it alone. We were like, okay, you know what? We can do this. We can paint this house. And we got those vines down, and I thought, oh my gosh, this house is enormous. Oh no.
It's big.
It's big.
And you know,
And
if you're gonna have to
tall.
shave all of it, it's a lot.
Well, it took Greg, our painter, a week to shave that one side
Just that one side.
of the house.
and took a good week to replace, 2 weeks probably, to replace all the missing and broken and rotten wood.
Well, we had a really weird thing in the backyard. We are unfortunately familiar with the way that burned wood looks, right? We have an unfortunate familiarity with how charred boards look. And once we started scraping the back, we knew the back was in terrible shape because all the paint on the house was just horrible. I mean, could it have been worse? I don't know that
it was
could have
super
been.
alligator.
Worse than, it was like the worst sunburn you've ever had, but 30 layers of skin. How about that? So you didn't really notice how the boards were, the condition of the boards. But then in the back, when we started scraping the paint, I realized like the first 5 boards on the bottom of the back of the house had been replaced.
Mm-hmm.
The next like 4 boards were charred. Like they looked like they had
grill
been
got out of hand.
through a fire. Oh, I'm sure.
I bet their grill got out of hand.
And then the boards above that, almost all the way to the roof line, had gotten so hot that they had like splintered, which happens when wood gets very, very hot and dry.
So we had to replace
the entire back of the house.
And so we also have Tony, who's been coming here the last week or so.
Help.
He's been helping with all of that. He did all of the boards in the back, I think. I did all of them in the front pretty much. And
yeah, you did all the front. Kevin did the heavy construction, like lifting the house or placing the seal beams, doing the fascia and soffit.
And he did more of the siding and that stuff, but he's helping us with some window, with the window back there too. So
because we do have buyers, they do want to be in here by February. If we had until probably April, we could work on this house alone and get it done.
And we don't mind doing that. Usually we don't put a time on ourselves to get things done.
No.
But this time we've got somebody wanting to move in, so we're trying to get it done.
Right. And we respect that and we understand that. Because boy, we've been there so many times.
I know. They have the patience of Job, really.
They do.
I told Lane the other day, if it were our house, we would want to be there every day and see what's going on and participate.
But they're being very respectful of the fact that we laughingly said the other day, because we really like them, they're amazing people, they're so sweet. They're very much of the same mind that we are. But in a situation like this, you have to keep a healthy distance so that you make it to the finish line as friends.
Yeah.
Right?
It's stressful, and you all know that.
And when we're already stressed out, we're already so stressed out about getting it finished for them on time. And then if we feel like, if we're hearing from them constantly, that just adds to that stress, and it just makes it like I'm not sleeping as it is. Just look at me and go, shut up, there's a truck.
Shut up, there's a truck.
I wonder what he's got in that truck.
I don't know, that's a sweet dump trailer though.
Oh, look at all that dirt.
It's pretty dirt.
That's good looking dirt. You know that you're in construction when you're like, look at that dirt. Where were we?
Where were we? I don't know.
My sickness.
Oh yeah. So we get here and I've got some big video projects that I'm working on anyway. We shouldn't have come basically. Well,
we had to. We thought we got 2 weeks.
We did need to come because Greg was here working on the paint and we needed to consult with him on what was going on.
You don't need to just leave your crew working randomly. You come home and the entire house is painted, orange.
Well, and it's like, we tell people all the time, be your own contractor, and we had to come be our own contractor basically, and you can save a ton of money. So anyway, once we did that, I'm here and I'm working on this video. Lane is just so sick.
I got sicker than I've been, I think, in my entire adult life. I'm still, you've heard me coughing, I'm still coughing.
She did not even come outside of the house for 5 or 6 days.
It was a solid week. I remember the Thursday, we arrived on a Wednesday. The next Thursday I walked outside. Really? I didn't know what color the house was.
That's the thing. It had been painted. We got here at night, and
the tinted primer was up.
And the tinted primer was on, so she could get an idea of this house is now green as opposed to yellow. But she didn't see it for a week, which was crazy. That's how sick she was.
And then for the next almost 10 days, I would sleep until 11 in the morning, and then we would get up and I would do a few things and I would have to lay back down and go back. I was so weak. So it's really just been the last week that I've been back to sort of full blast, working all day, working till late in the evening until we get the project done. So that was,
I don't know how I didn't get sick, but somehow I didn't.
My whole family got it. My mom, my dad, my sister, my niece, my brother-in-law, everybody except for him. Praise heaven. Because I don't know what we would have done if
would
he'd
have
gotten
just died.
sick. Because he was having to like give me medicine, bring me hot tea. Had no appetite, so I did lose a few pounds. That's nice. But it was horrible, and I don't know what we would have done. It's like when you got COVID. He got the OG COVID way back in November of 2020, 2021.
Probably 2020.
2020, November of 2020, and was deathly ill for
And you never
2
got
weeks,
it.
and I never got it. So
It's crazy.
it's insane. And nobody in my entire family tested positive for anything. Nobody tested positive for the flu, for COVID. Doctors are saying maybe it's RSV. I think it's a new form of COVID that the tests aren't picking up. That's my own personal crazy conspiracy theory. I think it's a new strain that's outwitting the tests because I was so sick.
You may have invented it. You created
Yes.
it. Your family
But we
created
did
it.
have some fun. So we had only, we were
This
here.
was before we left, right?
Yeah. So we were here and then we went home and then we came back and I was sick. So before we left and came back, we had some fun. We had some big fun.
Went to the Balloon Fest.
Yes.
Which was our first time ever. It was really cool. Wasn't
Yeah,
it fun?
Natchez, every October,
was a
the
blast.
Historic Natchez Foundation puts on the Balloon Fest here on the Bluff with concerts.
The Bluff
and
is such a
vendors
cool
and
place to do, have
everything.
events like that. But they have great concerts. We had a blast.
We had a blast. Who was it? The Molly Ringwalds.
The Molly
which was like
Ringwalds,
an 80s cover
yeah.
band, which
Yeah.
was, we knew all the words to all the songs. It was fantastic. We had such a good time.
Yeah, they were fun.
Our love affair with Natchez, Mississippi has been ongoing for like 25 years probably.
I'd say 25, 26 probably.
Well, we've been married 26 years, so I think a weekend trip to Natchez was our first, like, we have a little bit of money, let's go somewhere trip. The first place we ever stayed was the Riverside Bed and Breakfast when we came the very, very first time. We haven't talked about this in the
And
video, have
there's
we?
a video tour of that.
Yes.
We talked about it in the Riverside video tour.
Okay. I was like, this feels familiar to be saying this
Yeah.
to the people.
The one on this side happens to be my personal favorite because it's the one we stayed in the first time we came, and it has the most magnificent princess bed you've ever seen. It's every little girl's dream bed, and it was still my dream bed as a married woman.
The house sold, it sold fully furnished. We missed the estate sale. I was devastated. And then what happened?
Then we wandered into an antique store downtown. It's a newish antique store.
Yeah,
I
it
think, isn't
just
it?
opened a few months ago.
Yeah, and there, lo and behold, was a whole booth of everything from the house.
Yeah.
You bought 20 things.
I did.
But the bed was there.
The bed was there. And it's funny, I've told everybody on Instagram, walking through the day we did the video, walking through the house, there were a number of things that I laughingly told Kevin, if I were a criminal, or even just like slightly unethical, like just like a smidge, like a whisper
You'd never miss
thin
it.
amount of unethical, I would have just taken these things because the house wasn't sold at that time, right? It wasn't yet sold, and
That's right.
we already knew that the nephews didn't want the stuff in the house. There was going to be an estate sale, and there were
Yeah, we just
like 5 or 6
Pinch that real
pictures
quick.
and a hat pin holder, and I was like, if I was just a creep, I would just take these and nobody would ever know. I'm obviously not a creep.
All right, Lang,
Okay,
tell us what,
big day in my
you
world.
bought.
I bought a princess bed. When we first came to Natchez 25 years ago, first time we stayed in bed and breakfast with a man that we absolutely fell in love with. His name was Darrell, Riverside Bed and Breakfast. We found out at the beginning of COVID he had passed away from cancer. He didn't pass away from COVID. We were devastated. We wanted to buy the home. At that point, it was beyond our price point. There is a video tour. There's a walkthrough of Riverside of his bed and breakfast. He had a bed in that house that I would have given a kidney for, and it's in this antique booth, and we just bought it. And so now, the very first bed I slept in Natchez, Mississippi, belongs to me. So it's very sentimental because we loved the owner of the house, and obviously it's a beautiful princess bed, and it's the first time, our first night in Natchez was spent in this bed.
And all of the things that had been in the house that I had really wanted were in that antique booth. Like, it was like they had taken all the things that Lane wanted and put them in the antique booth.
And priced right,
Were
really.
So cheap. Like, so cheap.
So you were like,
It's like
"Ooh,
garage
ooh,
sale pricing.
ooh."
So I
You're
was
so excited.
I was stocking up. I don't know what I'm gonna do with half of it.
So you bought 20 little things.
I did.
And then
I
one
did.
huge thing. It's missing the crown.
I've had one made.
What? You
had
had a
one
crown
made.
made for the bed?
One of our Instagram followers
Wow.
found somebody who makes crowns, and I had one made. We'll see what it looks like. It's waiting at the house when we get home.
Not quite as
So-
good as a 100-year-old one, but
Or yeah, right, a 100-year-old Italian crown, but it's better than no crown at all.
what is the guy that's making it Italian?
No. All that being said, it's time to really reveal the paint colors that Miss Pearl will wear. The yellow on the house, when you looked down the street, you literally didn't even see this house. You didn't see it. It just blended in. The house right
Looked like
next
a
door is yellow.
garage for one of the big
It
houses.
looked like a garage for the house next door. Of course, it had the enclosed front porch, which blocked off a huge part of the scale and the depth of the house. You couldn't see. It was the color that blended in with the house next door, and it had vines on a third of it, literally covering an entire third. So this house just disappeared, and it looked like the itty bitty baby house on a house of huge streets. A street of huge houses.
Oh, I was following you right along. I was like, yeah,
A
house with huge
street of
streets.
huge houses. So I wanted to do a color scheme that would create the illusion of size and dimension. So we've done this glorious period appropriate deep bottle green on the body.
4 colors.
4 colors. We have the beautiful sort of lighter bottle green on the body. We have a
And
buff.
this isn't the actual color either. Green. This is
No,
still.
it's a little. This is the primer.
This is still the primer.
So you'll see in the
this
video
is
that
the
he's
right
gonna
color
show you.
red. This is not the right color trim.
No.
So,
this is not
Like
the
we
finished
said,
product.
we have a
You'll
long way to
see
go
it
still.
In the video he's probably showing you right now. These are the finished colors. Then the gables are Natchez green. There's a color here in town that is known as Natchez green. It is an almost black green. The closest color like that everybody would probably be familiar with is Sparrow and Ball's Studio Green. It's so dark green that it does appear black in some light. So we've created some dimension, making the gables kind of pull out a little bit. We've done a buff colored trim to make
That makes the biggest difference. I mean, changing it from yellow to green is huge.
but the trim was all painted yellow.
all yellow. Everything was just the
Yellow.
same. So now all of the great features are brought out by painting the trim a different color.
Yeah, and then the doors and the window sashes are this beautiful rookwood red, which is in the Victorian time appropriate color scheme. So we're gonna have 2 front doors that are red, all the window sashes. The shutters, when we get those back up, will be the bottle green. So we're gonna pull that dark green down onto the body. The spindles on our turned posts will have some of the green and the red on them to pull some more details out there. From the street, this house looks twice the size that it did when it was yellow.
Looks bigger.
You drive down the street and you see the house.
And you see the detail too
Yeah.
that you didn't see.
It doesn't look like the sad stepchild garage of the big house next door anymore. It is very definitively its own home. It's got beautiful detail. It's going to be glorious. I can't wait to show you the final project, but we couldn't wait any longer to show you something going on.
Right. We've been working hard and we wanted to show you some
Here
of our
at
hard
Pearl.
work. It's not all finished, but you know, the house isn't finished, so we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're probably going to finish the dining room
And that'll be
tomorrow,
the next work one.
today
yeah.
and tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the murder mantle is done. You guys don't even know I'm calling it the murder mantle yet. You'll know in the next video why it literally almost killed me.
Wait till you see the mantle. Oh my gosh.
80 hours of work, y'all. 80 hours.
It is the masterpiece of the house.
Worth every minute of it. I
that
didn't think I
blue
was going to
tile.
feel that way. I didn't think I was going to feel that way.
Really?
Halfway through the project, I was like, this is not worth it. I should have just painted it. But
Oh my gosh.
beautiful. Next
so,
time.
So beautiful.
That's it.
That's it.
It
It sounds short, but it was a long process.
For all of you who keep asking, where are the restoration videos? Where are the restoration? Why are we doing restoration videos? We want you to understand that it takes weeks of work to get enough footage to create a single restoration video. Weeks of work.
And then 2 or 3 days of editing, usually.
Right. And that's if we film. Like we did half the dining room and didn't film it because it takes so much longer to do the work when you're filming it. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Thanks for watching, guys.
That's the depth and breadth of recreating the exterior of Pearl. Thanks for being here. Hope
Hey.
you guys are ready for the holiday season.
Hey, if you guys are looking for a quick Christmas gift, go to our website and grab a t-shirt for your loved ones.
Well, that's fun.
Get you one that says "Old is the new," which is wonderful.
Preservation people are my kind of people. That's the one I wear all the time.
I do too. I love that one too. What else? What else do we wear? You can get our Restoration Nation logo.
Save the houses,
video.
save the history.
But there are, a couple dozen t-shirts on there. Buy one for your loved one. Takes about 10 days usually for those to arrive. So you've got time before Christmas still.
Enjoy the holiday season, everybody. We will see you in a couple of weeks. And we'll also have other tour videos between now and then. Sorry.
Some good ones.
Bye, friends.
Bye.